Froze pretty good last night. Inch thick. So hope you all had a happy Thanksgiving. And it got cold here during Thanksgiving, and we had some freeze ups. So Thanksgiving night, we didn't get back till after dark, but I think by the time we got home, we already had one hydrant froze up. And of course, all the water troughs have been froze up. So we do have a heater in one trough now, but we still got one water hydrant we need to thaw out today. And we're just gonna try to make sure all the animals got water. Luckily, this hydrant's not frozen, but this water hose, this is. Oh, this thing is like keeping its shape, very frozen. It's frozen pretty good to the, the hose and to the hydrant. Oh, I think I just broke the fitting. I did. Oh, I was going the wrong way. I was tightening. Oh, rookie mistake. All right, there we go. Our frozen hose. You can see the ice sticking out of it. So there's a good chance that the hydrant is frozen. So I brought a propane torch with me. I'm just gonna go ahead and heat this up a little bit first, because I know that the top's frozen. Maya, stop it. I'm trying to get you some water. We're gonna turn it on, see if we can get some water. Oh, well, it's frozen now for sure. I could close this the other night. Can't move it today. I think I'm gonna get inside here so I can lift up on this. Oh, now I'm gonna end up breaking something. So I think we're gonna have to come up with a plan B. The torch is not really working, and I think a lot of it has to do with how cold it is outside. This torch just does not have hardly any flame coming out of it. It seems like it's really puny torch right now. So we may end up just go grab one of the power stations and a couple heat guns, and we may try using that and see if we can get it to heat up that way. And we're gonna take this hose that's frozen, we're gonna take that back to the workshop. We're gonna leave it laying in there and let it thaw out in the heat. But yeah, this is gonna be a long day of fighting ice, I think. Isn't that right, Maya? We're gonna fight you too. I think we're gonna have to lock you out. All right, here we go. There we go. She's on, she's flowing. We're gonna go ahead and let this run for a minute, and it should help wash out any ice that's in there, because that water should be roughly, what, 55 degrees ground temperature. The way that works, that water that's in there drains back into the ground once you shut it off, and then this pipe shouldn't be full of water and it shouldn't freeze anymore. But the other night when it froze, we had it on and it was full of water. All right, Maya, I think you had enough. So over here at the pig pen, the water barrel for the pigs has froze, or at least it has a lining of ice, and the little waters that they drink out of, the little drinkers, they're all froze up. So we had to switch them out for a water trough, and it's, of course, we got to bust it up every day right now. We have to figure something out to get a heater in here that works. But we'll attack that in a minute. Oh, I think their water frozen almost solid. Just an inch or so at the top. Hey, pigs. Oh, it's froze to the ground. Hey, pigs. Got you some food. This is Rebecca's favorite pig. She likes Biscuit here because he stands for her, so she can scratch him. All right, we came back in the house to warm up, but the house is pretty cool too. So 62 degrees in here. I think it was about 67 when we went to bed last night, and we let the fire burn overnight, but it is burnt out. I don't know if it got much warmer than that last night, so I'm gonna go ahead, we'll get a fire started, get the house warming back up, and then I'm gonna have to run and see if I can find some kind of heater to put in that pig water, or see if we can get it thawed out. So Rebecca has some family coming over today. So I'm gonna clean the glass. A little bit of wood ash and water. And it'll scrub all this off of there. And it'll look good when they come over. Pretty nasty. Not perfect, but looks good. Good enough. So it's been about 4 hours now. We had some family stop by and visit, and I went to the store and I bought a couple tank heaters. You can see that it's snowing outside now. So this 50-gallon drum here that we use as a waterer, I've tried a 500-watt heater in it before and it still froze up. So I bought this, and it is a 1500-watt submersible tank heater. And I think it's a little big. I think I'm gonna have to cut out the lid to get it to fit in, but this is 3 times bigger than what I've tried in the past. So hopefully this will keep the tank thawed out, but we're gonna go ahead and start modifying it, see if we can get it installed. So all we have is this little piece that we take off, and we've got about a 4-inch hole to reach down inside. We're gonna have to make this bigger. So here's the new heater. You see that's just like a raw heating element right there. It's got a thermostat, I'm sure, inside this blue cap that turns it on and off. But it has this guard you got to clip on here. There we go. And then that guard keeps it from touching the plastic in a water trough or a barrel, and it makes it where you won't accidentally melt anything. So we'll have to cut out an opening big enough to be able to drop this in. I don't think I can turn quick enough. Well, it's solid right now. Well, it's not froze as much as the water troughs were. Hopefully we can get it down inside. It should drop to the bottom. Yep, there it goes.
It's a cat in a box.
Yeah, cat in a... Oh! You said cat in a box. I didn't actually know you were in here. How you doing, Scooter? What are you doing in my box? Get out. Come on. There you go. I'm gonna use this to carry my trash. All right, we got an extension cord plugged into a GFCI, and we'll just have to zip tie this along the fence. Hopefully, give that a few hours, it'll thaw out. Wire should be up high enough that the pigs won't mess with it. Well, they ended up drinking every bit of that water we gave them earlier. So it'll probably take several hours before that barrel waterer over there thaws out, and the real test will be if it's thawed out in the morning when it's the coldest. What are you guys staring at, huh? You guys watching us? Went and picked up a few bales of straw while I was out also. We're gonna put it in with the pigs so that they can nest in it basically, so they can crawl into it and stay warm at night.
You left me with the hard straw bale.
Oh, I'm sorry, I should have pulled one forward. You gonna be able to stand in there and not fall down?
I'm trying to get up. Okay.
I bet that's slick in there with that snow. Set them on the tailgate and I'll get them.
All right. I don't know if I can get my hands in there. That one missed.
Let's start off with 3 for the pigs and we'll save one back.
We'll save one.
Yeah, we'll put it in the barn.
Okay.
I know everybody thought it was weird that I got a wire tie baler. And this straw is tied with wire because it seems to be still pretty common around where we live. Come on, we're making you guys a bed. He's gonna try to eat it.
Biscuit's gonna get in. Biscuit, oh.
Biscuit, you barely fit.
Oh, you about knocked me over.
All right, guys, you got 3 bales of straw.
I think the pigs like it. I'd get in there with them, see if they lay down, but I'm afraid they bite me.
Yeah. So I guess the real test will be if they're curled up in here in the morning.
I bet they will be. We won't even be able to see them. They'll be underneath, I bet.
Yeah, let's wait and see what happens.
Yep. First time them seeing snow, too.
Yeah. I like raising pigs, but I don't like
Pigs in the winter.
having pigs in the wintertime.
Yeah.
Yep, they're the hardest to keep the water stalled
Yeah.
out. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna feed all the livestock tonight just because it's gonna be cold tonight. It'll probably help make them a little bit warmer tonight with something in their belly. All right, guys.
Mo, why don't you try to fight the cows for feed?
Where's all your bowls at? They're all wet. Oh, they're all on the outside. Oh, Larry. There you go. Larry. Larry's just following me everywhere.
I know.
All right, Larry, it's all gone. It's all gone. You have to eat out of the bowls like everybody else.
Very
It's all gone.
disappointed.
So now that they're all busy eating, this water hydrant right here, this one right there, that's frozen also. So we're gonna work on it. So I'm not gonna make the same mistake. I'm gonna turn this one the right way. Getting closer. You ought to be able to get it off. There you go. How many minutes do you think this is going to take?
Not as long as the one outside. Oh, it's dripping.
Yeah, the drips are picking up.
Mm-hmm.
Starting to flow.
Okay.
We have water. So this water trough right here, you can see there's a little submersible heater in there. That's only a 500 watt, but this is only a 25 gallon tank. And so far, 500 watts seem to be enough for that size tank, but anything bigger than that, seems like the 1500 watt heaters are the way to go. So it looks like we may get about an inch of snow overnight. It'll be interesting to see how everything looks in the morning, but I think we got everything fairly good right now.
Gotta get a little straw for the cats.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna put some bedding out for the cats so they got somewhere to lay. We'll be back out here in the morning and we'll see how everything is. Well, these old protein tubs are gonna come cat beds. What's left in here seems like it's mostly like straw looking, so we're gonna use that for bedding. Okay. All right, cat beds are made. Well, it's the next morning now, and the pigs, even though they're in the shelter right now, they're actually in there right now. We came out here earlier and they did not sleep out here. They slept in the other shelter. But now, yeah, it actually appears that they're gonna be cuddled in the straw or trying to stay warm in there. So maybe after tonight, they'll get a little bit smarter and they'll stay in here every night. All right, so this water trough that we set out for the pigs, they actually kept knocking this over. That's what was happening. So we got a concrete block. I don't know if you can see it. There's a concrete block in there, and that did help keep them from knocking that over, made it a little heavier. But hopefully we won't have to use that anymore. So these water nipples, I believe this whole tank's warmed up now. I think. Well, it is not. Now that one's free. So that one's flowing water. That one's not. We got one that's working. But when we look in the tank, everything's thawed out in here. There's no ice in the tank at all. See, the problem with these pig waters are these are metal sticking out here, and these, you know, these freeze real easy. They're like a big heat sink, except it's the opposite of just taking in that cold. At least I got one to drink out of. See, that's what I figured I'd see them do yesterday, where they dig in it and like try to pile it up into like a bed and move it around. They're doing that now. We came out here earlier this morning and we got all three of those water drinkers working. They were all working. One wasn't, and we had to just mess with it a little bit and it worked. And now it's been it's probably been a couple hours. We're back out here and only one works. So that's the bad thing about these pig waters, is that they freeze really easy because they stick out in that cold air. And that's why I do not like having pigs in the wintertime. I really need some kind of a shelter where I can keep things a little bit warmer for the water. So now that we know this water heater works, I got a piece of rubber material left over, and I think I'm going to cut it out for the size of the barrel and we'll screw it down, and then we can always lift it up and get inside if we need it. But it'll keep any debris from being inside or falling inside, but I also think it'll maybe help hold in some of the heat as well. I think this rubber is, I think it's neoprene. It's pretty floppy stuff, but man, it is typically very easy to cut. All right, I've got my roughly round piece of neoprene rubber, and I think that will work. All right, I can still flap open the rubber, get inside if I need to. I think that will work. Try it this way. All right, I got one of our thawed out hoses here. I'll hook it back up. Hose is still pretty stiff and it's cold. So I know somebody's gonna ask why we have such small water troughs, and that's for the sheep. If you get them like 100, 150 gallon, you know, like Rubbermaid totes or water troughs that you normally see, that a lot of times they're too tall for the sheep to be able to drink into or to drink out of. So that's why we got these short ones. And if we have a big one and a short one, the cows always drink from the short one, so they always drain the small one anyway. So we may throw a big one out here eventually, but we'll just end up probably filling this one a couple times a day and it'll be fine. All right, so now the trick is you got to get this hose to drain. So you got to lay it out flat on the ground. Luckily this goes downhill a little bit. And we'll get it completely drained to water so it's not frozen. There's a lot more water in there than you think. Still getting water to come out. All right, I think it's empty now, so then we'll just tuck it back behind here. Be ready for next time. So first thing this morning, when we came out, number 39 had jumped over the electric fence again, and we had to try to get him inside. He is our number one escapee. If our single cow gets out or our steer gets out, it's always number 39. So we had to deal with that this morning. It's a little too early to, we hadn't really drank too much coffee yet, so it's a little early to film it. But this water trough right here, we're not gonna be able to keep this from freezing. And instead of trying to bust it up every day and knock it out and you end up with a huge area full of ice, we're just gonna empty this out and they're only gonna have the water in the barn. That's how it typically works in the wintertime, is we have heated waters at the barn and then that's all they really have for water troughs. Ellie, you're gonna have to go over to the barn, okay? I'm gonna knock this one out. Go ahead and get the tractor warming up. Turn on the heat. Give it 10 minutes. Oh, I ate that. Ooh. I think she's pretty full. So far I haven't made anything to be able to feed the round bales on this side to the sheep. I want to make a feeder that they can eat from the hay, but yet not climb all over it. So I've got an idea what I want to build, but for the time being, I've decided every time I feed a round bale to the other side, to the livestock on the other side, I'm going to bring it over here first, and I'm just going to top off this feeder full of hay, and then I'll give that what's left of the bale to the cattle and sheep on the other side. And then hopefully by the time I need to feed a next round bale, hopefully this will be empty and I can top it off again, and then I think that'll work for the time being. So looking at the weather forecast, it looks like it's going to stay below freezing for the next few days. And I think we got everything, I think, it's taken care of now. All the water's thawed out. The pig water is still going to end up being a little bit of a challenge, but we do have hay fed out. We've got silage fed out. I think everything is taken care of. The pigs got straw to stay warm in, so I think we're sitting pretty good for the next couple days. I mean, we're going to have to fill up water a couple times a day. We still may be breaking ice, but I think we've got everything taken care of where it won't be such a big a deal. At least the hydrants are thawed out now, and we can turn them on and fill up things, get water troughs filled back up, so that's good. So it's been kind of a, I don't know, it's kind of a weird holiday in a way with Thanksgiving, because we're trying to deal with the ice and all of this in between, like family dinners and little get-togethers and stuff like that. So I'm not complaining. Hasn't been a bad holiday. It's been a good weekend, getting to meet everybody and getting to see all the family and everything. So it definitely been interesting. I guess is the best way I can describe it, because you know, one couple hours you're enjoying yourself, getting to hang out with family, and then the next couple hours you're outside freezing, trying to get things thawed out and at least get where the animals have food and water. So hopefully, and this is all 100% our fault. I mean, we just didn't pay attention to the weather forecast and didn't realize it was going to get as cold as it was, or else we would have had all of this stuff unhooked and switched over beforehand, but we didn't end up doing it. So we just ended up making this hard on ourselves. I mean, this is our own fault. It happens, and I think we've worked through it. So hopefully everything will go a little smoother the next few days. But I think that's going to be it in this video, guys. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope you had a happy and safe Thanksgiving. And I hope to see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.